You think you're ready for what's coming? Because when you cross that line, you won't be coming back the same.
Then let them remember who I was when I crossed it.
System failed, I broke the mold. Orders gone, I'm in control. Stories untold. War drums pounding in my chest. Bound to break, won't settle for less. Broken chains lie at my feet. Every fall, every loss, solid concrete. Rising higher like fire in the sky. Can't stop me, world, I'm ready to die. Unshakable, unbroken, through all the love we can. Unshakable, unbroken, through all the love we can. Rusted steel holds no fear for me. Built for war, not humility. Fist clenched tight, eyes like flame. Born to fight, carving my name. Your rules mean nothing in my ear. Your judgment drowned by the roar I hear. I'm the storm you thought was tame. Now feel the wrath, scream my name. Unshakable, unbroken, through all the love we can. Unshakable, unbroken, through all the love we can. I don't break, I detonate. Every line you draw, I'll violate. Tried to cage me, now you run. Too late to beg, I'm not done. Unshakable, unbroken, through all the love we can. Unshakable, unbroken, through all the love we can. When central power rules the game, when thoughts controlling freedom's name, when the governed lose to government might, tell me who's got the wrong kind of right. He builds his cars, he mines the stars. No gulags for critics, no bureaucratic charge, no youth brigades.
Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, you guys are having a great Thursday. And for those of you that don't know, today is members only. Today is members only live stream on Discord. I'm actually thinking about doing a space on X. It's a little bit different, but put a poll out there and nobody answered, so we'll see what happened. All right, so let's go ahead and knock it out. This, believe it or not, hours ago, Pilgrim first rose for 2. West Virginia Pappy, you are deterred. And Pilgrim was so early, he doesn't even show up in the chat correctly. It's hilarious. Then we got Light Raider, Catitude, Colt. Oh, cool, Colt. Bradley Collins shooting holes in his feet. Let's see here. Bob Pita, Tucson Prepper. Let's see. I gotta close that out of there. Where we got Deanna's in here. We got Tuck V showing up. Cindy Hoff. Got Ian's in the house, and Tim Huther showed up. Good morning. Good morning. Finally caught alive in and out. What'd you say, Tucson Prepper? We'll give it up to portable power stations as my number two. They are great when I'm out camping. Yes, the discovery of portable power during camping events is actually kind of cool. The things that you can do with it are pretty interesting. They kind of get your brain wrapping around. And also today, you guys know what happens. I only ask 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursday. Today is that day. If you want to see the Grand Poobah Preparedness, you got to pay. All right, let's see here. I don't know, Tuck. What is this Latin you're putting in the chat, Tuck? What is this Latin that you are putting in the chat? I'm googling it right now. Translate to desperate times call for desperate measures. There you go. There you go. All right, let's see. Light Raider says I am not on X. Ooh, that could be a deal breaker, man. That could be a deal breaker. Okay, let's see. But I really want to try it. Be honest with you, because I think that it offers us more opportunities to interact with people in the prepper sphere instead of just kind of like sitting off in our own little corner. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Like I said, it's just a thought. It's just an idea. I'm asking it for a poll, which I really shouldn't do. I should just do it myself anyway. Okay, so let me click over here real quick, make sure we are locked in and ready to go. So if you guys haven't figured out, I've changed a few things. I'm not going to be doing any more crazy thumbnails. This is a live stream. I'm doing a live stream, so you're getting a live stream thumbnail. The what we talk about will have something to do with the description. And for my replay crew, Rose Stoller, looks like Rose. Let's get this started. I'm giving her the big happy heart she's getting. Everybody, make sure that you go ahead and make sure you hit the like button for Rose's contribution to the computer thingamabob. Did anybody notice if the tickler changed? If the thermostat changed? I did not notice. I gotta move some things. I moved some things, and now I'm all discombobulated. Your best. All right, there we go. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about essential energy sources for preppers or preparedness. Laszlo, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. And basically, generator alternatives. Now, this could be a lot of things, actually. If you really put the effort into using the old brain housing group and doing this, that, and the other thing, you will probably notice that there's a lot of things. Jennifer, good morning. Good to see you, Jennifer. And actually, I think this kind of started out. This actual subject actually started Jennifer here, if I remember right. Just got herself a new Jackery. Hopefully, everything's going well. Has it arrived yet, Jennifer? It's been a couple of days. Bob, you are nothing but trouble. Bob Peter showed up, giving him the heart. Right Raider just nailed it. Oh, you guys. Oh, you guys are just gonna do this. You guys are just gonna do this. Uh, 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 I don't know if I can reply to. I don't know, Light Raiders. When you guys throw them in that fast, I can't really do anything. Let's see here. Great! Exclamation point. There we go. All right. The thermostat is working. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Broseph. I appreciate you. Rose says, well, I answered in your question yesterday. I don't do X, but don't wait on me. Just never got in the original system. No, oh my God, Cindy just took us over the top. All righty. Well, it says, wait a minute. It should be saying there's five. It's saying there's only four. Okay. And then Colt just threw a Finsky at me. Oh, you guys are killing me. I can't respond fast enough. But we did meet our goal, so now I got to wear this damn thing for another 50 minutes. You guys are the best. The Grand Poobah of Preparedness has showed his face. I need coffee. I can't even reply to these. I'm humbled. I'm truly humbled. Let's see here. That's extra. Well, you're the best, Attitude. People were asking this morning, like on the in the members only Discord, about how did we end up with the onesie with the singlet And so I had to tell her. I think it was either Rose or Cindy was asking about that this morning, so I had to like explain it to them. It's very brief. It's very brief. I have a history of wearing really stupid things because people send me stupid things to wear, and it was like a big joke. Like, yeah, and only the members got to see it. So anyway, anyway, all right. So we've just had a lot of fun this morning. By the way, guys, if you didn't know this, if you're not a member, then you might want to look into becoming a member. Make sure that you sign up for the Doomsday level, the Doomsday Prepper level, because if you don't, you won't get access to squat. You're just literally just throwing change at me to help the channel, which I do appreciate. But I'd like to see people in the members role because we act like this like all day long, like what we just did all day long. It's crazy. It's crazy. Pilgrim, you showed up and you were the first, by the way. I saw you in there. I saw you in there. I'm going to give you another one. Pilgrim was first. Okay, guys. Let's see. Yep. It etched in our it's etched in our eyes forever. That video got taken down like an hour after it was put up. And now I see what was that? Was that who was that this morning? Was that who was that this morning in the Discord? It was like putting my face on the dancing tutu guy. I want that technology. I want to know how to do that. Now you have to wear it for an hour. I know, Light Raider. I know. I know. I really need to like get some kind of lining inside this thing because it's literally just plastic and aluminum foil. It is a little, it gets a little warm, but I feel protected from the alien mind controlled death rays. I won't protect me from the anal probes, but I'm working on that. It was, there you go, cool, Colt. There you go. Okay, so with that said, and if you do decide to sign up to be a member during the live stream, make sure you let me know during the live stream so I can actually go and get you set up right after the live stream. All right, so once again, a cup of coffee, 180 degrees, just the way I like it. Thank you, girl. Appreciate you. And let's get into this. So, power outages. Power outages. Now, power outages affect Americans for an average of 8 hours annually, with durations increasing significantly during natural disasters or emergencies. Events such as cyber attacks, uh, conflicts, or terrorism could lead to prolonged grid failure. While generators are a poor backup power choice due to their versatility, I'm sorry, while generators are a popular backup power choice due to their versatility, they come with challenges. Uh, Costs ranging from $500 to $1,500, considerable noise, the need for outdoor space, and ongoing maintenance with safe fuel storage. Now, for preppers unable to accommodate generators due to space, budget, or other constraints, numerous affordable alternatives exist. Battery systems, solar power banks, portable power solutions, vehicle-based solutions, and alternative heating and cooking methods provide reliable energy during blackouts, offering cost-effective, silent, and low-maintenance options for emergency preparedness. Now we're going to get into some of the needy, some of the details of this, but we need to talk about a few things in the interim. I see I got some other people popping in here, and oops, now that I see you, oops is like an instant, oops is like an alarm clock to get me out of top chat. Let's see, a solar mini fan. There you go. The Grand Poobah. There we go. Okay, what else we got? Not a sponsor showed up. I'm late, and the hat has had happened. Y'all wrong. All right, let's see here. And obviously, Oops showed up to the party. Yeah, they knocked it out of the park like right away. Like right away. It's like pretty much that's what they want. They want me to wear this stupid hat. They know they're torturing me. It's fine. I'm kind of into pain. Anyway, I'm gonna need to sip some coffee on it. There you go. There's the coffee emojis. I do need to look and see if anybody over on the X side has commented because I feel we are transmitting on X right now, guys. But let's see. Solar generators average $1 a watt purchase price. Actually, they're less than that now. I really wish I had some to sell, but I don't, so I'm not going to. but they are incredibly low. And I've even got a company that has reached out to me, but I haven't been able to do my research on them. They're not new to the market, but from what I've seen, they're not bad. So once I figure that out, I'll decide whether I want to grace you with that knowledge. Let's see here. Oh, I like the PC goal on the screen. There you go, bro. There you go. What was it? Bradley's been pushing that for months, and I finally figured out how to make it work on YouTube. So it is a thing. It is a thing. All right, let's see here. Lucky I can't send memes here. It could get messy. I know, right? And I know, and we would have to reevaluate our membership goal, our relay. We would have to reevaluate our uh, relationship if that meme ever showed up. Vegan Cookies, good reviews. Good to see you, bro. So good to see you. All right, so let's see here. So trade-offs. Now, developers often favor generator. You know what? I didn't even tell you guys. So there we've already got 23 votes in the you guys are like banging. Like, you're on it. Can you guys change your votes? I've always wondered. Somebody told me that you cannot change your vote once you make it, but I'm kind of curious. So somebody let me know in the chat if you can change your vote. So the question in the poll is what's the best prepper power source for you? Now 57% say solar power banks. 26 say portable power solutions, and 9% say batteries and rechargeables, as well as vehicle power solutions. Um, Google says I've seen as low as 50 cents a watt with discounts on popular brands. I saw a $1,500 discount on a Jackery yesterday. Not a joke. And I was like, but no one has the money to buy this thing either way. So it's kind of interesting. I like to do that. I like to put things like that in the sales and deals section of the members only Discord. But at a certain point, you guys have to know that I'm like, I only throw those deals up that I'm not actually shilling for anybody on that one because I just find this deal. I'm signed up for so many things to try to save money because that was the goal of the original goal of the channel, right? That I get these emails all the time. Like a lot of it's the ammo. I post a lot of the ammo sales on the Discord because I can't do anything with ammunition or firearms over here. So yeah. Let's see here. Now, Light Raider says no. No, no. SND, again, no. And let's see here. Lazo says you can't change your vote. And Bradley says it changeable. So, hmm. I guess you guys will figure it out. I still don't have a solid answer. But anyway, okay. So the trade-offs. Preppers often favor generators for their high power output, extended runtime with available fuel, and ability to support multiple high wattage devices simultaneously. However, batteries, power banks, and other alternatives offer distinct advantages. These solutions excel in portability, silent operation, indoor safety, and integration with renewable energy sources like solar. Their limitations lie in lower power output and shorter runtime, making them ideal for small electronics but less suited for large appliances or simultaneous multi device use. A layered approach combining various alternatives ensures resilience across diverse emergency scenarios. Interesting, interesting. People are, what is that? What is that? Oh, I just got, what are we at? 20 minutes. We're 20 minutes in and I just got the notification that I'm live. It's good. It's good to know that I'm live. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I got to blow my nose, guys. It's, all right. All right. Bradley says, sorry for the confusion. Stupid phone doesn't type properly. I'm new to the iPhone, and the keyboard on this thing is tiny compared to my thick thumb. That's what she said. I know, right? Let's see here. Rechargeable house light bulbs. Yes, I have 5 of them. It's pretty smart. It's a pretty smart idea that a lot of people don't do anything about. Um, just make sure you buy the ones that have the switch on them, because if you don't, then you've got to put the adapter on it and use it. Light Ritter says, is that the one that was 19.99 after discount? I can't remember. Vegan Cookies, good reviews. Thank you for the 99 cents liked. Make sure you guys give him a like. Keep that thing, keep it rolling, keep it rolling. You got my heart, but I can't make a comment on that because it wasn't a super chat. I'm not sure how you're doing that, but I don't care because I'm 99 cents closer to a new PC. All right, let's see here. Now, uh, cute nose bill. I told you, I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sure, I'm gonna turn. There you go. All better? Okay, good. So regular batteries and rechargeables. So batteries form a critical first line of defense for emergency power needs, powering essential devices like flashlights, radios, and medical equipment. Advances in battery technology have enhanced reliability and longevity, making them indispensable for people in the preparedness space or just regular human beings. Now, some of the types of batteries that you're going to see are you got the NIMH, NIMH, low self discharge, also known as an LSD battery. No, it doesn't mean what you think it means. These batteries retain 85% charge after 1 year and 70% after 5 years, supporting thousands of recharger cycles. Now, they suit frequently used devices like headlamps or walkie talkies. And then you have what they call a lithium primary. There's a handful of them, but that's how they identify them. Now this has a 15-year shelf life, 80% charge retention. These are ideal for long-term storage in emergency kits. Powering rarely uses devices like smoke detectors. They really like to put these batteries in smoke detectors. Then you have the lithium ion batteries. Now, with the lithium ion batteries, these are lightweight with high capacity. These batteries are perfect for power intensive devices such as smartphones or portable fans. And then you have the newer. I won't say that's the newest battery. I'd say it's the newer battery. You have something called a Life PO4 battery. It's basically a lithium iron phosphate battery, and it's known for its safety, stability, and longevity. And it can be charged up to between 2,000 and 5,000 cycles. That's pretty awesome. Now, the Life PO4 battery resist overheating and are suited for both frequent use and backup storage. So the Life PO4 batteries are the way to go. Now, believe it or not, we still have alkaline batteries, which are widely available and inexpensive. They're prone to leakage and less reliable for long-term storage. But that leads us to storage, like storage and maintenance, things like that, things like that. All right, let's see here. Life PO4, exactly. X ahead of YouTube. You and looks like Ian's looks like is Ian multi? No, Ian. So Ian's over there uh over on the X side. Good to see you, bro. I shall try to keep an eye out for you because my X identifier screen, my little magical display over here is very small. It's very small. So I'll try and keep an eye out for you in between the talkings because I talk, you write, I talk some more. Let's see here. Nickel metal hydride. Tim is saying that's the NIM-H battery we're talking about before. Nice, nice knowledge. I love knowledge. Let's drink some knowledge. No, believe it or not, guys, I learned as much from you as you do from me. So I don't know if that's good or not, but it still is a thing. If we check what do we got here? We're up to 27 votes. And right now, the question is still, what's the best prepper power source for you? And it's still 56% believe that solar power banks are the way to go. All right, let's see here. Nickel metal hydrate. Cindy says batteries hooked to my solar panels can store lots of energy to run whatever I want, but not a solar generator through though portable, but not a solar generator, though portable. Gotcha. So let's go ahead and talk about store batteries or storage and maintenance. So the first thing is to store batteries at room temperature in dry conditions away from direct sunlight or heat sources to preserve its capacity. Also, remove batteries from devices during extended storage to prevent corrosion. That's it's a pain in the ass, but it sounds dumb. But like every time I go to the property in North Carolina, or just before I leave, I take the batteries out of the remotes. That way, I don't like destroy the batteries. You know what I'm saying? I want them to work when I get there. So you definitely need to take the batteries out of things that you don't use for a while. Now, let's see here. Also, inspect your batteries every 6 months for signs of damage or leakage. Now, recharging your NIM-H batteries and Life PO4 batteries bi-monthly to maintain optimal performance. I do my Jackeries once every 3 months. I try to like hook something up to it and burn it down a little bit, and then recharge it back up. Like have something running in the background with it on. Maybe it's these lights, maybe it's something. Maybe sometimes I actually do like a live stream with nothing but my Jackery, which is kind of cool if you think about it. All right, let's see here. And then we've got the cost analysis. Now, high quality NIM-H batteries or Life PL4 batteries involve higher upfront costs, but prove economical over time, replacing hundreds of disposables. For instance, an MH battery like the Ellen pole supports thousands of cycles without while the Life PO4 offers exceptional durability. Now, households rely on multiple battery-powered devices, and replacing alkalines frequently can be costly. A setup combining NIM-H for daily use and Life PO4 for versatile applications, lithium primaries for backup, and a solar or USB charger ensures affordability and reliability during outages. Now, we're going to move into small power banks here in a second, but I want to check and see what's inside the chat. Looks like things have been moving. I don't see anything on the. There's Ian right there. The Edison battery, iron and copper, heavy AF. But if using for home use is good, second option for Life PO4. How many recharge? So with that Edison battery, Ian, is that one of those batteries that like you can only burn down to 50% and then have to recharge it, or is that can we burn that one all the way down? Also, um, what else was I going to ask you about that battery? Because I'm not familiar with the Edison. Let's just stick with that question for now. One question at a time for you, bro. You're over there on the X. You're on the X platform. Let's see here. Batteries hooked to solar panels. We did that. An electric motor turning in reverse is a generator. Yep, that's correct. Tuck, chat engagement. I don't know what's that mean, Tuck. It says chat engagement on my screen. I don't know what that is. Bradley says, oops, I want to build a chain of alternators to make a system that charges a battery bank and a small pump to keep the water flowing in a loop. That's interesting. Well, I mean, that's unfortunately, if you're talking about a perpetuating or self-perpetuating energy system, it doesn't really work that way. It seems like it would work that way, but the bottom line is you only get a certain percentage out of what you need to do that. And then you've got to think about your drain as well. Like what are you pulling out of it? So it's not an impossible. Well, technically it is impossible to do, but long term you might be able to make it work in a survival situation. All right, let's see here. Cindy says, also car alternator hooked to an old exercise bike and a belt through the front. Get exercise and charge deep cycle batteries. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But those things actually do need to be modified, um, because it's like so the alternator is not a true charging source. Okay, and I'm sure people are going to tell me I'm wrong here, but here's the thing: the idea is that the alternator, no matter how fast it's spinning, makes the same charge. Okay, or makes the same level of electricity. All right, so no matter how fast you spin it, it's going to make the same amount of electricity. And that's great, okay, but that's the true purpose of an alternator. The true purpose of an alternator is not to charge a battery. The true purpose is to maintain the charge of a battery. Okay. And yes, you could charge a battery up over a period of time using this method, but you have to actually modify an alternator in order to do that, which I don't know how to do. Let's see here. Life PO4 is lithium iron phosphate battery. They go full output until they drop. Then they shut down, usually about 10% capacity left on battery. Very true, Tim. Very true. I love the Life PO4 batteries. Let's see here. Need to do a search and check all flashlights. There you go. There you go. Bradley says, great info, Tim. You're killing it in the battery world. There you go. Chuck says, I'm more listening, less chatting, busy hands. Gotcha. Bradley says, not self-perpetuating system per se, but I would have a manual setup to get it going. There you go. It's if you've got a plan, we're good. And Ian is replying to my question about the Edison battery. It's a deep cycle, something in between it. It can discharge deeper than lead acid, but not to zero. I got you. I got you. And are these Edison batteries? Oh, that's right. You already told me they're heavy AF. There you go. So then he says, run it through the battery while it's hooked up to run things. Made it work with my mechanic. Nice. I like it. I like it. All right. So I'm going to sip a little coffee here. I'm going to sip a little coffee. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I think it's time. I think it's time. If you love your country, put one in the chat. America. I'm going to be sipping some more coffee. I'm going to be talking some more smack. I'm going to be reading you some stuff because this is an educational channel, and the Grand Poobah has made his presence known, and we're going to pay the bills. And I've actually got something pretty neat for you guys. So let me push this button right over here. All right, guys, I'm going to go to my email here. And the reason I'm going to my email here is because I've got something from you for Refuge Medical. Let's see here. Refuge Medical, not a joke, guys. They're calling this the exclusive offer, not a joke. Do me a favor. What you want to do is you want to use the link in my description, okay? Why? Because I can make 32 cents every time you spend $1,000. That's the first reason. Okay. That's the honest and upfront reason. But here's what you're going to do next. Okay. So apparently there are only 20. Where are we at here? This one, which one is this? This is the SOB kit, the small of the back kit. Now, inside of this kit, it's got a Cat Gen 7 tourniquet. It's got a chest seal, flat duct tape, narrow nasopharyngeal airway, compression wrap, gloves, compressed gauze, antiseptic towelettes, and a permanent marker. Now, guys, this is a freaking awesome little kit. All right. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. They're knocking so much money off. It's not even funny. Its normal price is $229.99. With this exclusive, it's $199.99. Do not use my code. If you use my link, do not use my code. And here's why. Because if you use code SOB30, SOB30, I'm an SOB30, okay? If you use that code right there, you're going to be saving a buttload of money on this thing. Basically, it's 30% off, okay? I don't know if you can beat that anywhere. Anywhere. 30% savings on a high-end piece of trauma and first aid kit, top of the line crap, all made in America, that kind of stuff. That is the magic right there. So once again, I want you to use my link so I earn my 30 cents, but I want you to use code SOB30 and the price is going to go from $229.99 to $199.99. That is no joke. That is no joke. As usual, guys, I mean, I'm losing money on this deal, but that's not why I started this channel. So we're going to go with that. Once again, use code SOB30. All right, we're going to go back to the main or the chat. We're going to go to the chat now. Make sure this is working. Make sure this thing is working. We're going to slide over here just a little bit. I don't know why my camera it just wants to do this all the damn time, and I don't. We're going to go with. Okay, we can go with that. That looks good. That looks good. All right, guys. Let's see here. All right. Give yourself a wound care bucket too. They're amazing. They are. I don't know. I don't know if that deal will have anything to do. Damn. What? There we go. If that deal will have anything to do with the wound care bucket, I didn't research it. I literally got the email this morning because, like I said, there's only 20 of these things left. I mean, they're going to make more, but for this deal, they set a certain amount aside for production because they literally, if you guys don't know this, they only produce a certain amount of products, okay? And the reason they do this is because the way the tax laws are set up for their type of business, if they could actually be taxed quarterly on products that are sitting on the shelf. Okay, they haven't even been sold yet, but the government is trying to tax them anyway. Hopefully, Captain Red Tie can get some of that squared away, but I don't know. All right, I'm assuming that because everybody is no longer chatting right now, that they're all running over to take advantage of that deal. Not a joke. And rightfully so. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. I should probably make about 90 cents off this deal. I believe the BOGO 30% off applies to all the buckets. That's freaking awesome, Pilgrim. That's freaking awesome. All right. So with that said, why do I always feel like I'm not in the right spot here, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. So with that said, let me push this up. Just I'm not happy with what I'm seeing on the screen. There we go. Man, I'm gonna go with that one for right now. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, the that taxing unsold inventory is literally evil. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay, guys. So once again, I need to sip a little coffee. Vegan says I'm driving. Vegan's like got like three phones and he's driving right now. Okay. All right. So let's talk about small power banks. I'm gonna roll this up here. I just have to do way too much stuff when I'm doing this stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. I need like an intern. All right, so small power banks. Now, compact power banks have transformed portable energy, emergency power. Offering reliable charging for small electronics like smartphones, tablets, and LED lights. Now, solar-enabled models provide renewable energy, enhancing their utility in prolonged outages. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about like the best option, and then the budget options. Okay. Let's see here. Got a post up for y'all, local prepper. Okay, I don't know what that means, but I still appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. All right, so let's talk about the best options. Brands like Anchor offer. I'm not affiliated. Offer reliable models such as 2,000 milliamp power banks, or should I say 20,000 milliamp power banks for charging smartphones. 6 to 8 times. Higher capacity units up to 30,000 milliamps support multiple devices. Some key features. Multiple USB outputs enable simultaneous charging in several devices. Built-in LED lights serve as emergency lighting. You've got your IP65 plus ratings are going to ensure that it's resistant to weather and dust. And solar charging capability supports renewable energy, although efficiency is approximately 14% in real world conditions. Now, some simple solar charging tips. Obviously, position solar panels in direct sunlight, avoiding shade to maximize efficiency. Also, clean the panels. Clean the panels with a soft cloth to remove dust or debris. And also, maintain your charging levels above 50% to prolong battery life. And then we're going to come back to that in a second. But basically, you want to store the units in waterproof cases to protect against moisture. Now, what happens? People have a tendency to burn their batteries down way too low. And what you have to understand, even with the more modern batteries, it's like, so you've got this massive battery storage capability. Let's say 30,000 milliamps. Okay. And you burn it all the way down, it's going to take like 8 hours to get it all the way back up. Okay. But if you burn it down to 50%, then it's only going to take 4 hours and maybe even less, depending on the type of charger you're using. Okay. So it's all about the charge control ratio, and you're going to have these things based on the device that you're using. Now, the idea that you burn it all the way down is kind of like survival mode stuff. Okay. You should never take your battery down lower than 20%. That's always generally my rule. That's why I have two different Jackeries. That's why whenever and specifically like the little handheld ones, like the Anchor ones, I will never burn those down past half because it just takes forever to recharge them. And oddly enough, have you noticed that a lot of these smaller portable power devices are recharged using the USB micros as their connector, which means they're actually super duper low voltage. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the same stuff to charge like earbuds and stuff like that when they really should be or pushing back, getting to the USB-C 3.0 stuff to charge these batteries faster. So be aware of it when you're buying it. Like what's the connector I'm using to recharge this puppy? You know what I'm saying? Be aware. Be aware. Let's see here. Let's see, store units in waterproof. Well, we talked about that. Also, practical use. So, pairing solar panel banks with a separate battery pack ensures power availability during cloudy conditions. Now, high-end models like the BioLite solar panels, like 5 pluses, include sundials to optimize panel alignment, boosting efficiency by up to 30%. Now, power banks typically last 500 charging cycles, with Life PO4 based models offering greater longevity. So it's really like if you're going to buy something that is a battery or some kind of emergency power supply, find out how many recharges it will take. Now, listen, when you start talking about the alkali batteries, they're only going to go so far, and you can charge them all the way up, and then they might last 10 minutes when they're 10 years old, that kind of thing. But these modern batteries, the idea is that, or should I say, the general standard is that they'll charge to 100% up to a certain amount of charges, and then after that certain amount of charges, is whether it's 2,000 or 5,000 or however many thousands, then it's only going to go up to about 80%. It doesn't mean the battery's unusable. It just means you never get to 100% again after a certain amount of recharges. So keep that in mind when you purchase these devices. Like, how often are you going to use it? Okay, so think about that. Think about that. Let's see here. It looks like we got some comments here. Let me check over on the X. Ian says Refuge Medical should move to Indiana. No inventory tax. I love it. I love it. Let's see here. Back over on the YouTube side. Um, let's see here. Angie says, "Hey, Angie, good to see you. I have Refuge Medical Wound Care Bucket, IV kit, tourniquets, ambo bag, and a few other items. Never disappointed. Yeah, it is. It's the best stuff on the planet. That's why I endorse it. That to make 32 cents. Rose says, "No, the evil is when they raise the prices on the shelf of the old stock." Wow, that is. Jim Bowski, good to see you, man. Why do you always hear different? Why do you always hear different advice on batteries? Well, there's some subjective personal opinion on certain things. Okay, uh, what you have to do is do research. Like if somebody says this is the best thing ever, you know what I'm saying? Um, do the research based off of the what you're going to be using, the application. Okay, if you want to run a refrigerator, okay, you need to find out what the max amps and max watts are going to be on that refrigerator. Okay, and however long you want to run it for, and then you have to do the research on the for to find the devices that will do it. It's that easy. It really is that easy. You know, and I hate to say it, but there's a lot of them out there. There are a lot of the market is flooded with emergency power solutions that work great. They work great. They have no name on them. They're blah blah blah, and they're all from China. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And they work great, and nobody talks about them. And the reason is because 90% of the time, there is no logistical or customer support mechanism. And when they break, they're done. Absolutely done. Okay. That's why I only endorse power stations or power systems that actually have something that a lot of people will never be able to like open up and fix themselves. All right. And that means that you have to have a robust customer support mechanism. So find out what you need, like do the math. Okay. There's little labels on the inside of your refrigerator. Sometimes it's on the back, and find out what the output, the input required, is, and then buy the appropriate device for that device. Most people just run their refrigerators off of regular generators. Very few people run their refrigerators off of battery powered generators, no matter how big they are. Maybe you're looking at a stackable system. I don't know, but because there are so many variables. There's so many variables. But hopefully I answered some of your question there because I think I pretty much went off into left field. Rose says the quarterly inventory tax is part of the reason for that. Jabowski says full deplete before charging versus charge as you go. With the lithium ion and lithium PO4s, it doesn't matter. Um, Let's see, because it does. The old batteries had what they call battery memory. It's where you would burn it down to say 50%. We had this in the military. That's how I know about it. You would have these brand new batteries and you would burn them down to like half and then swap them out. Okay. Because you were getting ready to do something where you needed to make sure you had all the power you had. And so that battery would get thrown on a charger and the battery would like, hey, well, you only ever use it to 50. So that's all I'm going to put in. And so that's what would happen. It would get to 50% and die. So it's a battery memory issue. You don't really have that on the newer batteries now. Let's see here. Jabowski says, I have batteries that are years old and some newer versions that seem to not perform as well. I think that has everything to do with who manufactured them. When a battery doesn't perform, it has a lot to do with who made the battery. Mr. Cheesepoof, good to see you. Full length raincoat or trash bags, 2 liter cotton balls, and charcoal can make a decent makeshift hazmat suit. That's true. That's true. Or you can just buy one for $20. Let's see here, but it's white. That's what I always the company that makes these like painters suits. You know what I'm saying? In green, it's the company is gonna clean up. They're gonna clean up. Let's see. Minority Reporter showed up. Good to see you, bro. Portable power systems all the way. There we go. Jabowski says, speaking of fridge, would you run power all day or do cycles on off during power outage situations? Um, you. So here's refrigerators are one of those electronic items that actually uses a lot of electricity to power up. And then once things are sustained, it levels out and it just kind of like you know what I'm saying? It fires up as needed, okay? But that initial fire up to start a refrigerator uses a lot of juice, okay? So you have to make sure that your whatever source you're using can put out that amount of power, okay? Um, but the as far as just not running it, I have on my refrigerator, I have a timer on my refrigerator, and in the middle of the night, it's off. It's completely beep beep. It's off. Okay, and then right around 4 in the morning, it fires right back up. Um, Never had a problem with it. Nothing in my freezer gets thawed out. Never died of E. coli. You know what I'm saying? So that could be something you should be looking at. But as far as like getting it up to temperature, I think it has more to do with the ambient temperature around the refrigerator because that has a lot to do with it. Okay, give you a perfect for instance. So I have a portable refrigerator, okay, that I run. It's a 12. It's 12 and 120, but I run it on a 12-volt system, right? On my Jackery 230, whatever it is, okay? 240s maybe. Um, and what I do is I like when I keep it in my Jeep, I'll run it, I'll charge it while I'm driving because you have throughput charging on the Jackeries. All right. And then when it's just sitting there inside of the Jeep, I'll make sure that I keep it out of direct sunlight. But what I also will do is I will cover it with a packing blanket, one of those shore up packing blankets that you can get over what is it? The Tool Place. Somebody put it in the chat. But then I'll do that, and I notice a dramatic difference between another layer of insulation. Now, for instance, if your refrigerator's in your house and your house doesn't overheat when the power goes out, then yeah, turn the damn thing off. You know what I'm saying? Only run it for so many hours and then turn it off. Okay. But if you inside of your house gets really hot when the power goes out, then you probably just want to leave it on. You just probably just want to leave it on because you're literally just throwing the electricity away. But it is what it is. Harbor Freight. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. And hopefully that answered your question. Hopefully that answered your question. All right, let's see here. And you can buy like insulated covers for portable um, refrigerators, but they're expensive and sometimes they don't fit right. All right, let's see here. Portable power system. Speaking of fridge, we did that one right there. Jackery. McCheesy poof. Where we at? The best power solution is a running river or practical power generation, known knowledge and skills, and good alternator out of a vehicle or brushless motor can make power fire sunwood. Yes, very true. Very true. All easy to use if skills and knowledge. No, there you go. Skills. EcoFlow, Blue Yeti, Jackery. Okay. Cheese Poop says clay pot water and its sand and other clay pot can keep things cool enough to keep milk, meat, and vegetables. Yes, it can. I've seen those before. I can't remember the name of that device that you build out of the clay pots and sands, but yeah. Lowe's and Home Depot as well. Okay, fair. That's fair. I have a feeling this live stream is going to go over a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. So let's talk about portable power stations. Portable power stations. Now, portable power stations provide a silent, indoor safe alternative to generators capable of powering large devices like laptops, CPAP machines, or mini fridges without fuel or emissions. Now, let me tell you something right now. I know for a fact that you can run a CPAP machine on a small Jackery all night long, no problem whatsoever. None whatsoever. So if you're in the CPAP, if you have to have a CPAP or one of your families do, you can run it off of like a 240 or higher all night long, no problem. Just make sure you charge that puppy up all day long because you're going to need it the next night. Just a little fun fact. All right, let's see here. Budget operations. Um, Under $200. Now, there's something called the EcoFlow River 2 that delivers up to 600-watt output and is suitable for small appliances. You've got the Blue Eddy EB3A, which recharges 80% charges in 60 minutes. It has a fast charge capability, and it has thousands of positive reviews. You have the advantages is that there's no fuel storage, silent operation, zero maintenance, and safe indoor use. Now, we also need to talk about capacity and runtime. Now, runtime is calculated by battery capacity divided by power drain, and that basically a 500 watt hour station powers a 100 watt device for approximately 5 hours. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Did you catch that? I'm going to say that again. I'm going to say that again. Okay. A 500 watt hour station powers a 100 watt device for approximately 5 hours. Are you catching the math there? Are the dots aligning? It's a simple way to analyze things. Okay. Then there's a basically, and that's running at about 80 to 95% efficiency. Now, typical runtimes include things like, LED lights at 10 watts can run like 50 hours. A laptop at 60 watts can run 8 hours. I will caution you on laptops because a lot of the newer laptops are running at around 90 watts. They're using more power because they're more powerful. But you've got CPAP machines that run around 40 watts, and they can run that for about 12 hours. A mini fridge at 50 watts can run for 10 hours. And, obviously we want to be able to take care of these devices. So some quick maintenance tips. One, clean exteriors with a damp cloth. Avoid harsh chemicals. Two, use compressed air to clean dust from the ports because many of these devices have cooling fans. Also, you want to store it in cool, dry conditions and maintain the charge above 20% to prevent a deep discharge. That's why I told you I never go below 20%. Also, you want to conduct monthly checks on the ports, the cables, the battery levels, and ventilation. The biggest problem I have with my portable power systems is that I forget where the solar panel is because it's portable, and I tuck it away because I don't want to break it. And then the little bag that's got the different cables in it. You know what I'm saying? You would think that I would like zip tie that to it or something like that, but I don't. So just kind of like do this stuff once a quarter. All right. So, and then if we talk about battery choice, The Life PO4 batteries, they're common in modern power stations. They offer superior safety and longevity with 2,000 to 5,000 cycles, compared to traditional lithium ion batteries. Now, regular testing with essential devices ensures reliability and maintains the battery health. Interesting stuff, guys. Now we're going to move on to vehicle power solutions here shortly, but I do want to check. Where are we at here? My mouse is going crazy places. We're up to 35 votes. The question is, what's the best prepper power source for you? 43% say solar power banks, 31% say portable power stations, 17% say batteries and rechargeables, 9% say vehicle power solutions. Let's see what people have to say about that. Let's see what my Jackery 240 will run my CPAP about 2.5 nights. There you go. There you go. Cheesy Poof says that stuff can be free if you simply have skills and knowledge to do the work. In long-term survival, usually best option is to have bar none. There you go. Depending on all the tech, it will eventually fail. It's true. It's true. All right, I need some coffee. I need some coffee. All right, how much more do we got left to do here? Because I always make this. I always want to make sure I have enough content for you guys. Because I hate shutting down live streams because I run out of stuff to talk about. All right, let's see here. Better to stick with tried and true things like skills, knowledge, and primitive skills. Yes, it's all nice, but it's a luxury. It's a luxury to an extent, but it's difficult to communicate with something that doesn't have power. So, and since communications should be part of your preps, so it's not a luxury, it's a requirement. It's just we don't need to be watching TV with it. You know what I'm saying? Freedom McNugget, Freedom Nugget 74. Good morning, my friend. Haven't seen you in a while since have not seen you in a while. All right, let's see here. All right, so let's talk about vehicle power solutions. Now, um, vehicles have, they basically serve as a versatile backup power source, leveraging their batteries to deliver electricity during emergencies in a fraction of a generator's cost. So basically, you have a power generator on wheels that you've already purchased. So think of it that way. Now, so what we need to do is get some juice out of it. We're going to go over some power extraction methods. Now, direct battery, connect heavy duty cables, connect to battery terminals for higher power needs. Then you can go through your cigarette lighter port, and that can support up to 300 watts for smaller devices. And then obviously you can hook some inverters to it, maybe some modified sine wave or even a pure sine wave. The cost effective for simple electronics like fans, but the pure sine wave are essential for sensitive devices like medical equipment or laptops. So make sure whatever you're plugging in has pure sine wave if you're hooking it to electronics. Now, you also want to select inverters that match the vehicle's alternator capacity, which is normally between 700 and 1500 watts, with safety features like overload protection. Because it can happen. It can happen. Your alternator can do that stuff. Now, some safety tips. You want to operate the vehicle while using the inverter to maintain the battery charge. That's the idea. That power that's being generated, you're taking it from the battery, the inverter, the device is taking it from the inverter. The inverter is taking it from the battery. The battery is taking it from the alternator. So, run your vehicle while you do this stuff if you can. Now, let's see. Also, park in a well-ventilated areas to avoid carbon monoxide buildup. Also, you want to monitor battery temperature to prevent overheating. Maintain. A lot of people don't even think about this. When you start to ask your battery to do more than it's designed to do inside your vehicle, you might want to go out there after running some stuff and put your hand on it and see how warm it is. Yeah, it's no bueno because it can be a bad thing. Now, we also want to maintain the batteries by cleaning the terminals and checking the electrolyte levels in non-sealed batteries. A lot of people forget about that crap. But fortunately, a lot of our batteries are sealed now, so you don't really have to worry about it. So just be aware. Also, practical use. A typical 80 amp hour car battery powers a 100-watt device for about 10 hours. Deep cycle marine batteries or battery isolators enhance capability for extended use, protecting the vehicle's starting battery. Now, Life PO4 batteries can be integrated for safer, longer lasting vehicle power systems. And now we're starting to move into the technical stuff. Now, What we need to talk about, what we need to talk about is some alternate heating and cooking ideas when we start to talk about power because we use the power. It runs our stoves, it runs our microwaves, things like that. Yeah, we could start a fire, but let's just think about it from the perspective of different options. Okay, so heating and cooking is going to be vital for survival during grid down scenarios. Non-electrical solutions ensures these needs are met without relying on complex systems. Like I said, we need to talk about some of the options that are available to us because some of this is pretty simple, like portable butane stoves. They're compact and reliable for indoor use, if rated accordingly anyway, and they're ideal for quick meals. Now, propane camping, hiking stoves, lightweight and portable, perfect for outdoor cooking or evacuation kits. Also known, you've got some rocket stoves. They're extremely efficient with 70 to 90% less fuel than traditional wood stoves. They have low smoke and they're budget friendly. DIY. The DIY model requires 16 heat resistant bricks, and I don't even use that. I just use red brick, a metal grate, and a fireproof surface. And then you've got kerosene lanterns. They provide light and minor heat during, basically burning about a half an ounce per hour for 256 hours per gallon. That's a lot of juice. Lamp oil is cleaner for indoor use, and so you should probably remember that instead of using kerosene. Now, safety considerations. Obviously use stoves in well-ventilated areas to prevent carbon monoxide buildup. You also want to check for gas leaks and store fuel in cool, dry conditions. And then you want to ensure kerosene lanterns have adequate ventilation to minimize pollutants. You want to select lanterns with safety shutoffs and hurricane-proof designs. The practical use. Before we move on, I want to talk just briefly. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys remember Frosty. I have not seen him in a long time. I think Frosty's life has taken him away from. Um, he's still a prepper, but I think he's moved so far away from the prepper sphere that he's like actually out doing it. Doesn't need our help anymore. So I commend him. But one of the questions that he asked me because he lives in Texas, and if you guys didn't know, if Texas is frozen a couple of times, and it's like, what was it I recommended to him? He's like, what's my best recommendation? And I told him flat out, you cannot go wrong with a modern day kerosene heater. They have all of the safety requirements that are necessary to stay alive, and they work every single time. You could store gallons and gallons and gallons of kerosene, and it will keep your rooms, it will keep wherever it's at freaking warm, like so warm you don't well, you it's like you need air. It's so warm. So something to think about. All right, so some practical uses. Now, rocket stoves excel in fuel scarce scenarios, while kerosene lanterns like the Dietz model offer reliable lighting. Now, the Life PO4 based portable stoves or lanterns, where applicable, enhance safety and durability. That's right, they actually make stoves that are powered by Life PO4 batteries. I won't, you go find them. That's your job. All right, so let's talk about some backup power options like traditional generators. While powerful, pose challenges with cost, noise, and maintenance. Alternatives like batteries, power banks, power stations, and vehicle systems offer silent, portable, and affordable solutions. Layering these with non-electrical heating and cooking methods such as propane stoves, rocket stoves, and kerosene lanterns creates a comprehensive emergency power strategy. That's right, an emergency power strategy, not depending on one thing. Okay. And, starting with simple battery setups and gradually incorporating advanced solutions allows preppers to build a resilient system tailored to their needs and budget. Okay, guys, I think we've pretty much hit it right there. I'm going to go and check the chat real quick just to make sure I'm not missing out on anybody. I don't see anything from Ian over here on the X side, but I'm still transmitting into the exosphere. All right, let's see here. That's good to know. My boyfriend uses one. He's going to have to order his own Jackery. There you go. You got to get your own, man. This one's mine. McCheesy Poof says better to stick with tried and true methods. We already covered that. Let's see here. Rose says, have issues with most charge cables, device placement to connect cause damage to the cable when in use. Example, phone at the bottom. Get kinks while using charging. So, Rose, there's actually a very simple solution to this. If a lot of people, there are some people that know, so I'm just going to tell you about it. You can actually buy these little magnetic plugs that you just plug right into the bottom of your charge port. Okay. And then when you want to charge it, instead of trying to like stick it in, you literally just go bloop, and it's there. It's on it. Okay. Then you don't ever have to worry about your charge port being damaged on your phone or any other device, depending on whatever type of port you're using. You can actually buy them. They're on Amazon. Let's see here. Let's see here. How often does your phone get hot or you get a notice the phone is overheated? It really depends on what you're doing. You know, I think the most time is when I'm like navigating it with it and watching YouTube videos simultaneously while I'm driving. But I don't do that. I just listen to them. Anyway, anywho, so that's when I see basically whenever you're using lots of stuff. Also, guys, if you know, I want to, I can't believe you. Look, all right. So look, if you see, if you're on your phone and you see where we at? Here's on this side, and you see like stuff that's open, you can literally just like clear it and make it go away because that is using juice. Also, if you go to your, oh, no, that's not my Gmail. I don't want my Gmail. If you go to your, whatever your browser is, if you go to whatever your browser is, like I was watching some YouTube videos, right? And you push these three little dots in the top right hand corner, all right? Actually, see that right there? See the 49? I have 49 web pages open right now. Click on the 49, and then where are we at here? The double, where are we at here? And then hit the three dots, and then clear all, or close all tabs. And then warning, close all 49 tabs. Now my machine is not going to use that much juice. Also, uh, um, guys, are you aware that you can adjust the power settings on your phone? If you are aware that you can adjust your power settings on your phone, put a 1 in the chat. Not a joke. If you are not, put a number 2 in the chat. What I can do is I will go dig up. I did a video years ago, about adjusting power settings on your phone. It's really, really easy to do. I did a video like a year ago, and what I will do is I will put that. I will put that. You know what? I'm going to put it in the members only Discord. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want everybody to be a member. And if you want that video, you either go find it yourself. It's a service that I'm offering to my members. I'm going to drop that in the video or in the members only Discord so that you guys can actually find and use that thing. All right, guys, because it's so simple to do. It's so simple to do. It just requires a little bit of human interaction is what it really requires. All right, guys, that's going to be about it for today. Hopefully you guys have a great Thursday. To the members, members only Discord tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern as usual. Hopefully everybody's okay. Hopefully Alrighty then hasn't hurt himself again. I have not heard from him in a few days. All right, guys, that's going to be about it. Stay safe. Have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the way out the door, and I shall talk to you later. Bye.